The 2026 Edmonton real estate market has officially balanced out. With inventory sitting at 3.6 months of supply, the frantic bidding wars have vanished. Buyers finally have the luxury of choice. But staring down thousands of available properties creates a specific problem: analysis paralysis. You can calculate commute times and budget for a mortgage, but those numbers pale in comparison to the one unspoken question keeping parents awake. Is this place actually secure for my kids? The problem lies in how we try to answer that question. Buyers often rely on a subjective feeling when driving through a cul-de-sac at dusk, or they depend on neighborhood gossip. Neither of these can be accurately measured, tracked, or verified. Relying on a gut feeling for a multi-$100,000 investment carries immense financial risk. To find a viable community, you have to transition to the strict objective data of civic engineering. This map of Edmonton police data illustrates a common trap. Raw occurrence counts make high-density commercial hubs glow red. To find actual risk, calculate crime relative to population density. Dividing incident volume by occupancy dims retail hubs, revealing the statistical safety of residential zones. These rates are heavily dictated by an urban design concept known as CPTED, Crime Prevention Through Environmental Design. These are physical planning guidelines that use architecture to intentionally deter criminal activity. The first tenet is natural surveillance. This ensures clear sightlines from a home's living room window out to the street, so that public space is always being passively monitored by residents. The second is territorial reinforcement. By using clear physical boundaries, like a well-maintained community garden, the neighborhood visually signals that the space is cared for and monitored. The third is natural access control. Planners designed street layouts with winding loops and deep cul-de-sacs to physically discourage non-local drivers from using the neighborhood as a shortcut. For parents, physical danger often comes from traffic. Edmonton measures road safety through its Vision Zero initiative. Neighborhoods that score high on our index feature built-in traffic calming, like raised crosswalks and strictly enforced 40-km/h speed limits. Achieving true neighborhood safety requires an actively engineered ecosystem designed to naturally deter threats and physically slow vehicles. Applying these data points to the city itself, we look at the deep suburban edges of the southwest and east, the orchards and Lake Summerside. These represent the resort model. They are master-planned communities built around massive, staff-monitored central hubs, such as a 32-acre exclusive lake or a 12,000-square-foot residence clubhouse. This table breaks down the financial mechanism funding these ecosystems. The resort model relies on a homeowners association, or HOA. This is a legally binding encumbrance on your property title, requiring an annual fee, often between $300 and $500, to pay for the staff and maintenance of those private amenities. Because these communities are master-planned, they utilize aggressive natural access control. Heavy arterial roads are pushed entirely to the outer perimeters of the neighborhood. This leaves the interior street networks winding and disconnected from major traffic arteries. High-speed cut-through traffic is physically blocked by the layout of the cul-de-sacs. The resort model trades deep suburban commute times and mandatory legal fees for an access-controlled bubble for your children. For families who prefer to stay central, the mature community of Strathern leverages proximity to the river valley and a different community structure. Our comparison table highlights the alternative to an HOA. Strathern operates on a community league model. These are volunteer-run organizations focused on civic advocacy and public events. Membership is optional and typically costs between $20 and $40 a year. Traffic calming here happens organically. The streets are lined with massive, mature elm tree canopies that naturally narrow the driver's field of vision, forcing them to reduce speed. The defining upgrade for this area in 2026 is the integration of the Valley Line LRT. The Valley Line provides a direct rail link to the downtown core without overwhelming the quiet residential feel of the inner streets. The financial trade-off here is price variance. Because it is a historic area undergoing revitalization, an original $450,000 bungalow may sit directly adjacent to an $850,000 premium modern infill. This model sacrifices private resort amenities for highly active public spaces, rapid transit, and a dense tree canopy that naturally buffers the surrounding city. Moving to northwest and southwest Edmonton, we find Greaseback and Windermere. These communities are engineered from the ground up to accommodate the modern family's daily routine. Greaseback operates on strict architectural guidelines that ban high, privacy-obscuring fences in front yards. This directly enforces the principle of natural surveillance. Without high barriers, neighbors have an unobstructed sightline from their living rooms to the street, ensuring the public space is always monitored. In the southwest, Windermere's Ambleside neighborhood utilizes intense commercial integration. Planners embedded walkable commercial zones, like the Currents of Windermere, directly into the residential footprint. Families can walk to grocery stores and medical clinics, removing the stress of a driving commute for basic necessities. Because these are modern builds, the infrastructure aligns with the Vision Zero safety mandate. Sidewalks are wide and separated from the road, and the streets are illuminated by high-density LED lighting. The master-planned model trades property customization for extreme walkability and engineered neighborhood visibility. Choosing where to deploy your capital comes down to matching these physical infrastructures to your family's daily constraints. This decision tree breaks down the logic. Prioritize a monitored bubble and have budget for HOA fees? Look at Summerside or the Orchards. Prefer fast commutes and River Valley access? Strathern is your target. Want walkable retail and architectural uniformity? Choose Greaseback or Windermere. There is no single safest neighborhood in Edmonton. There is only the infrastructure model that best aligns with your routine and your financial threshold. The final variable is education. When evaluating schools, bypass the neighborhood gossip. Use the Fraser Institute's annual school rankings to look at the objective performance data for the catchments you are targeting. You must also factor in carrying costs. Property taxes in Edmonton are based on the assessed value of your home, not the specific amenities in the neighborhood. Because these engineered, low-traffic areas command intense market demand, the properties carry higher valuations. Buying into a secure ecosystem means paying higher property taxes. Achieving peace of mind requires understanding civic data, recognizing urban design trade-offs, and willingly investing in the right structural ecosystem for your family.